Do you get to the end of your sales calls and lose the deal because somebody said it's too expensive, or I can't afford it, or it's a lot of money? There's a specific way to go about handling this so that, number one, you're able to handle it, and number two, you're not afraid to ever get it again using a specific psychological hack. And today, we're going to go through exactly how to do it. So the funding needed in order for us to allocate the resources to give you the coaching, the course, the accountability, and ultimately just put you in the position where you can generate that $10,000 or more dollars a month, month after month, so you can leave your job, be able to retire your wife, and ultimately just kind of become that 2.0 version of yourself like you mentioned that you wanted, is just 10,000 USD.
That's a lot of money. 10K.
What do you mean?
I was expecting more along the lines of like 3 to 5.
Okay. I guess aside from just maybe being more than you expected, is there anything else kind of coming up for you, or how do you feel?
No, man, honestly, when it comes to the process, I think you guys nailed it. I'm going to get into e-commerce. I feel like this is the process that I need, but it's just that's a lot of money. 10K.
Okay. Sure. When you say you feel like it's the process that you need, like what do you mean by that?
Yeah, so I had the idea of like starting an e-commerce brand for a long time, and I already took like the first couple of steps. I know I need help for sure, and the time is now. And from the process you explained to me, I know the fact that you guys can bring results. But I wasn't expecting that tech.
Okay, totally get it. From what we went over, was there anything specific that like really made you feel that this is exactly what you need?
Yeah, I actually talked to a couple of other brands, and they didn't really give me that reassurance that's really gonna work. Like I only got that confidence from you guys.
Where do you think that confidence comes from, though?
The process was very detailed. I feel like there's a lot of support. So if I get stuck, if I have questions, I feel like I can actually ask them and get like specific help on it.
Okay. So
That's
like
that's
maybe just aside from it being a little bit more than you expected, scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like you reasonably feel like this is what you need and can actually get you to where you're wanting to go, making that 10K a month, like retire your wife, do all that sort of stuff that we've mentioned. And a 1 being like this is absolutely horrible and you think my breath stinks. Where do you feel like you fall?
If we define 10 as like it's probably gonna get me to 10K, it's like 9, 10, honestly.
Okay. Why not a 1?
I mean, you guys have looks like a very, very detailed program. You guys have amazing testimonials. I can't see how it's gonna be a 1.
Okay. So what would it take to be a 10, do you think?
In terms of the program or in terms of how I feel?
Yes.
I don't know, man. It's just the program is pretty good. It's just a lot of money.
Sure. Do you feel that it's worth that amount of money?
If I'm gonna get the dream outcome, like the outcome that I think you guys can get me to, for sure.
Okay. So what's coming up for you? It sounds like maybe it's just a little bit of uncertainty around maybe you haven't spent this much money before, or like where do you think that fear kind of comes from?
I mean, I've spent money for like course and coaching in the past. Never 10K. I've done like 3K stuff, like 2K stuff, and I understand it's supposed to be like more expensive. Your guys' brand is so much more valuable. You guys actually get results. But like just dropping 10K just feels a little uncomfortable.
Sure. If it's uncomfortable, why not just kind of completely shy away from it? Like why are you still here?
My tendency is to do that now, but I feel like I know I have to.
Why? Because you don't really.
If I don't, I don't think I'm gonna get the outcome.
So let me ask you this way. Has there ever been a time in your life where you've made an uncomfortable decision, where maybe it was scary at first, uncomfortable, whatever words you want to use, but you did it anyway, and you felt like it was worth it afterwards?
I mean, starting my ecom brand was a decision like that. Like
Okay.
my parents didn't want me to, but I did it anyway. risky, put a lot of money into it as well,
Do you feel like it was worth it?
for sure.
Why was it worth it?
I mean, I'm here now. Like I'm not making the money that I want, but like I'm making more than most people make.
So, like, you realize that in order to succeed in life, generally you have to make some uncomfortable decisions, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, I guess, do you want to do the same thing again? Do you want to make another uncomfortable decision in order to get to an even better place? Or would you rather just kind of stay in that comfort zone and potentially look back in another couple of years with regret?
I really don't want to. I really don't want to look back with regret.
You could. That's what most people do, to be honest. Like, I take hundreds of these calls, I'll tell you.
I feel like I know I have to, but it's just
At the end of the day, like, you don't have to. You can choose whatever you want with your life. And if you decide that you want to just kind of continue down the path that you're on, like, we've already talked it through, you understand where that leads. And it doesn't lead to where you want to go. And at the end of the day, I'm just like some random guy on the internet talking to you on a Zoom call. But given everything that we've gone through, I don't see any way that you continuing to do what you're doing is ever going to get you to where you want to go. And like, that's just a fact of life, is that if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same result, right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this way. Do you want to keep getting the same result?
no,
So
absolutely
do
not.
you want to keep doing the same thing?
No,
So what do you want to do?
gotta change.
You sure?
Yep. Fuck, let's do it.
All right. If you say so. So right at the beginning there, the first thing to understand is just what is the real objection. And so we always go through the same framework in the Sales Dojo that is CIT. It's an acronym. It stands for clarify, isolate, and tie down. So clarify is basically just whenever I ask, what do you mean? Or how do you mean? Or things like that. So when we said it was a lot of money, like, I really don't know what that means. It could mean that it's a lot of money compared to what's in your bank account, all sorts of different things. So I need to clarify, understand what the real objection is. It was that it just felt like it was really expensive. He was expecting something else. And so this was just a little bit of a price shock. So, like, completely normal. We isolated that was the only objection. There was nothing else going on that was giving him any sort of hesitation. And then we tied down the fact that he felt the program could get him to where he wanted to go. And ultimately, he felt like it was what he needed, and fairly confident on it. A 9.5 to a 10 out of 10. And the only thing necessary in order to get him to a 10 was just that it was more money than he expected. So, like, if he expected it to be this much, which he already mentioned that he kind of expected that it would be more expensive, then he'd be good to go. So once we got there, then we were just kind of dealing with a little bit of his fear around the money. And so we went down a little bit of a logical path first, just to kind of tie off some loose ends and start getting him to see that, like, 10K, it really didn't matter that much. It was about the results that he was wanting to get to. And then there at the end, he was still just kind of hesitating with some fear on some things. And so that's where I kind of just started giving him a couple of binaries in order to help him start to really funnel down and decide what it was that he wanted. So if you ever get to the end of objection handling, you're just kind of looping in circles, just start giving them options. Like, do you want to stay the same, or do you want something different? And then pretty much every time, people are going to say that they want the different thing, and you start leading them down that path, and ultimately they'll make the tough decision. So if you want to learn how to handle any objection and actually practice this on a day-to-day basis so that you can earn the money that you want to make in sales and achieve the life that you're wanting to, and the whole reason that you probably got into sales, you should probably join the Sales Dojo. The link is down in the description. You get 7 days for free, just as a gift from me to you. You can join coaching sessions, you can watch through the classroom modules, you can connect with other people, and who knows, you might just like what you find. I'll see you inside.